Hey guys, welcome back to the Upkeep. I am your Dungeon Master, Blake Ignatius, on the channel ReadySetRoll for D&D Down Under. And my guest tonight is...
Jacob Smith, hello.
Yeah, how you going, man?
Top of the world.
Top of the world, like always. So, this session we had a shorter one than usual. It went for half the time, a bit less actually.
Yep.
And that was just because that's my bad thing. I had a bit of things come up, so I wanted to attend them.
That's right, we'll have a longer one next time.
Yeah, generally it kind of evens itself out. I wanted to have a session instead of not have a session. So, you did it.
Yes.
Yeah, you did it.
I stand by what I was saying at the start of the session.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we were level 2 so that I had access to heat metal, which is something I'm definitely taking next level.
You are level 2.
Level 3?
Yeah.
Second level spells.
Yeah.
That's the one. I really wished that we had that. That 2d8 every round would have really helped to not absolutely terrify me every moment of that fight.
Well, hey, you didn't take a single point of damage.
This time, it was right there.
He was. But
I guarantee you would have rolled max damage and killed me outright the moment you touched me.
the thing was,
Guaranteed.
I didn't actually do that to Hex, actually. I got 14 damage, which is funny because it was I think one die had like 4 and the other one had like a 6.
Yeah, but you would have rolled just max fucking damage on both dice against me. I know you would have.
Probably. So it's great because you guys did it. The plan worked, actually.
It did.
Yeah,
it did.
The one part of the plan that I didn't understand was the tying of the rope to each tree at the front, because you were planning on blinding it.
Look, I don't think that was ever actually part of the plan.
I think that was just
They just wanted to do it added on in case it ran out and just kind of ran out and left.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it went.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's always better to be more prepared than
It was a failsafe.
Yeah.
Like at the very least, it was a failsafe, and so it could potentially have done something that we wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that happened was that your plan worked in terms of blinding it.
Yes.
I wonder how it would have been if it didn't work. I think it would have been a completely different fight.
How much am I allowed to say about how much I know about the monster now?
Oh, well, you know it now.
So, the way that you ran it, I feel like the only thing that we got from blinding it was that we nullified its advantage.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, that's massive.
Yeah.
But I feel like everything that happened in that fight would have still happened. And it would have still happened the same.
I think there's one big difference, though.
What?
Is the fact of instead of the giant running towards Maddie and Hex, you were the closest target.
I was the closest, but I also wasn't being imposing like they were.
Yeah.
So I feel like they would have done the same thing regardless, and they would have screamed at it, and so it would have gone, huh? Alright, something over there that's actually making noise and
that
going.
could have been a possibility.
And so I feel like it would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
I feel like
100% could have been a possibility.
I feel like it would have gone exactly the same way, except it would have had advantage on all of its rolls.
Yeah. So, when Zephyr did stab both the eyes,
Yes.
he did not add his
Smite
damage to the critical hits. Do you think that would have changed it?
Oh, I fucking oath it would have.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
without a doubt.
No, without a doubt. And that's going before I knew how much damage it had left before the end of the fight.
Well,
After we spoke. Like, or he only had to add 5 damage.
the funny thing is that Zephyr did the most damage to it,
Yes.
naturally. And the thing is, if he did them to the smites, he would have added a total of 8d8s to those rolls.
Yes.
And that could have meant that Zephyr almost could have just 1v1'd it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like,
Just with these
if
damage
the damage rolled Like, let's say average.
And that is based off of the fact that his first hit was a guaranteed critical hit.
Yeah.
So, like, and yeah, I mean, makes sense. A guaranteed critical hit first round of a fight is going to decimate an opponent.
Yeah.
Like, it's part of the reason why, is it there's a rogue subclass that, basically, it's at some higher level.
Assassin.
Is it assassin? And it can make its first hit a critical hit.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that subclass is so good, and it's because you get a guaranteed crit.
Yeah. So now he could have critical hit and it could have changed the damage more.
Yeah.
There was also another mistake inside that fight, and it was there was multiple.
It was
all
other
little,
Jacob.
but it was the other Jacob. Do you think him running into where Kashmir was?
I don't know why he did it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because
He knows that he's not a tank.
no, he
knows that he can't take damage. We've chatted about this before, and like the fact that we've both got 16 health, and that is by far lower than the other two. Like, we know this. We've spoken about it, and he's like, yeah, let's just go and stand over with the tank and just yell at it.
I think the intentions were good, but I feel like he kind of forgot for a moment that
he
if it comes over,
yeah,
he's not moving.
He's screwed.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he did. And I the moment he said, yeah, I'm going to move over there, I'm like, why can't you do exactly what you're doing from where you're standing?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to scream it out. I don't like doing those things and being like, don't do this in the middle of a fight. I don't want to take away that player's agency. I will look at Maddie and go, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving.
Kind of like a reminder, but it's not.
I'm trying to be the little devil on her shoulder going, you've got an attack of opportunity, without saying it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say you have an attack of opportunity here, because then I'm taking away.
Which she
missed it.
She
missed
asked for it when I called for her turn.
That's because that's when she finally clicked onto the fact that I told her that it was moving 8 times.
And it was ample time. You had 8 times to say it was moving.
Yeah, like, and that was with you just going and like moving it 1 square over, and I think I said it that many times before you even did the second little bit of movement.
Like on the early games, I'm going to be moving the characters quite slowly to get you used to everything.
To get us back into the swing of paying attention.
Once that's gone, no reminders.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, the whole she missed the attack up. Do you think Zephyr doing the last attack before he went down was the right decision, even though he knew his health? Or do you think it was smarter for him to disengage and be able to use his lay on hands on himself to regain some health or do something?
Look,
I'm pretty sure he has cure wounds.
Yeah. I'm going to say this again. I don't understand why it would have gotten the attack of opportunity. 100% within your right to give it the attack of opportunity. The way that you described it happening as well. Sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like for it to get that attack, it would have had to have made the attack regardless of whether or not he moved. With the explanation it was given.
Yeah.
So I feel like he was in that same boat of looking at it, going, okay, it's blinded. It doesn't know where I am. If I move out of its threatened square, it doesn't know that I'm leaving. It's not going to get an attack.
Well, there is a way that you can do that. I think it's always best not to assume. It's always best to ask a question.
Of course.
And if I don't directly answer it, you know that there is a chance. So you then go forward with the thing. Yeah. But if I directly answer it, you get a direct answer.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of things that I don't direct answer unless it's a rule.
So what I'm saying there with my answer is I don't think that it was the wrong thing to do it.
Yeah.
Because in doing it as well, he didn't completely stop combat by then going, all right, so before I do my turn, and that's not something that we ever really want to be doing. We don't want to be forcibly stopping combat.
Yeah.
Well,
they're lessons. Like, you guys are learning lessons.
And that's going to give us something to look back on and go, okay, well, if I don't want this to happen again, then maybe I'm just going to have to stop combat, ask the question, and just get it over with, or accept the consequences as they come.
Well, because there's a strategy that I think they should learn from now, because there are 2 tanks.
Yes.
Tagging in and out, especially on big things like that, could work out to their favor.
Yeah.
Because someone can take all the hits, someone can recover all those hits and jump back in.
Yes.
So I think that is like a tagging or a switching.
It's definitely something that we can look into for further fights.
Yeah. Strategy is very important in this game.
Yes.
And it does exist. Even in your last campaigns, you guys had strategy. It wasn't for the fact that you spoke about it, but you all kind of knew the synergy
we
you had.
knew what each other player was capable of and what their play patterns were.
Exactly.
That was what our strategy was.
Yeah.
Our strategy was in coming up with a plan on the fly as it happened.
But it was like, I know you can do this, do it. And you guys knew what each other could do, so you kind of worked around each other without saying a word.
It was more of a fluidity than a solid plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the new group, especially with how little you know about each other, it's like, can you do, I don't know a other spell that a Hex has that isn't Dissonant Whispers.
Neither do I. Like, I can only assume that he knows Eldritch Blast,
but he hasn't used it.
Because he's a warlock, and if you don't take Eldritch Blast as a warlock, you are literally cutting your usefulness in like tenths. Because it is the best spell you've got as a warlock, because you don't have enough slots to do anything else.
And also
but
just the versatility of
he
how
could
it
just
can
not.
come.
He could just not.
Yeah. And another thing is too, I think it falls in the flavor of how he's doing it, that he doesn't know these things.
Yeah.
So it is coming.
Because I saw him use other spells when we did a test fight, but I don't know if he decided on those spells or against them after the fight. It was a test fight. It was before we had started the game. It was before we had finalized our characters. He had plenty of time to say, okay, well, seeing as how that went, I'm not going to take this spell. So couldn't tell you. His spell list is a mystery. I can make some educated guesses, but yeah, it's Dissonant Whispers. That's the spell he knows.
Yeah. So one of the things is you got the kill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I got to stretch my flavor muscles a little bit. And
so how does that feel? You actually got the first big kill of the game.
It feels great because I wasn't able to do fucking anything else on the other fight. So,
well, you were telling me more or less that this was after the session. You were telling me that you were so upset when you saw the intelligence spell fail.
Oh,
and you saw the wisdom spell, like
I look at that thing, and when it's a giant, and it's clearly not very smart.
Yes, it is clearly not
so,
smart.
Hey, let's make it make an intelligence saving throw, because it'll fail that, right? But then, as the dice gods go against me, it just doesn't happen. It doesn't matter if I'm rolling the dice or someone else is rolling the dice go against me.
Yeah, no, they go against you.
That's how it goes. That's why I brought it up in a podcast. I build characters to have static number-based buffs, not more dice. More dice.
And I feel like the more dice is the way you have to go with this character.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like it though.
It's alright. So
I don't like it.
As a dynamic, what do you think players have learned from this?
Don't stand in front of a giant when you have 16 health. Smite is very strong, and tanks should be up front, not outside.
I thought you were going to say, it's moving.
Oh, it's moving. Yeah, that too.
Well, the one thing is, I still think what Kashmir did was kind of fine, because it means she was the backup.
Yeah.
She wasn't in the midst of it doing that, and then I think Action Economy would have put it down faster though, in saying that.
Yes. I feel like what she should have done is not stayed exactly where she was. She should have moved in slightly, not into melee range, still made it come to her and away from Zephyr.
You were being really, really ballsy and deciding to be in a corner where you get cornered.
Well, okay, so the reason why I chose that corner
is because it has the option to
I could bundy out.
Yeah.
I didn't stay in a locked corner where if it came at me, I had no other option. I could always disengage and move through that hole.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it.
Because it only takes an extra 5 foot of movement.
That's right. It was a strategic, tactical position that I put myself in, and I wanted to try that kind of tactic where I could go, okay, I'm in a dangerous spot, but I have an out.
Yeah, it definitely worked.
So
it was fine.
I did
not even make a swing at you.
To not need that, to use that out means I was in a good position.
Your med kit is looking pretty low.
Oh, it's... Yeah, I've used 3 uses of it, so I have 7 left.
Yeah, and you might have...
and we're, what, 4 episodes in? 3 episodes in?
5.
5 episodes in?
No. 6.
6 episodes in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I'm averaging 1 use every 2 episodes.
No, it is 5. It is 5.
Alright, so I'm averaging 1 use every 2 episodes. Yeah.
It's alright. But yeah, so there's not much more to go about it. It was such a short session. But
it was.
What do you think comes up from it now? What do you think comes from it now?
I did already say this to you.
Well, this is for them.
Yeah.
Look them dead in the eyes
that's what I'm getting at. I think the way that my character has started out is not the way that my character is progressing. Because after being forced into that position, I don't very much like this lord anymore, and I'm gonna make it known.
I think also you have every right to. You're old. You've been dealing with this stuff. I think it's
I'm too old to deal with this shit.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is literally where this character's at. And when I built the character, I was meant to be accepting, and I was meant to be fluid. But that's not the way this is going.
Well, the thing is, you're still accepting. The thing is, you're still accepting
of individuals.
Yeah.
I'm not accepting of any bullshit.
Yeah, you're accepting of the people, not the situation.
Yes.
And the thing is that...
And if the people put me in the situation, I'm no longer accepting of the people.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's fine. You've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And, so that's kind of what it is. You don't want it to turn around and be like, oh, he was 3 days for retirement. It's like, I'm retired now. Guess what? You're dealing with this.
Yeah, absolutely. I am here to get to the end. I'm not here to be told, hey, go and fight a giant right now when we're not...
You like these past 5 sessions, let's look over what your character has gone through, okay, from the DM point. Okay? So you watched a fight happen, so you calmed it down, involving a drow. The drow you found out was just trying to defend the woman, but the woman was beating up people in the middle of a town making a scene. Okay, so you calm it down. And that was after getting told that the Lord doesn't want to speak to you, the only reason why you came to this town. You find in this town, a tiefling is getting picked on by the same people that got beat up earlier. So you take him, you calm down the others, where they're friendly to you. Then you leave. The tiefling just follows you. The tiefling has been fine. This whole time, I think the tiefling actually has been the most fine person to you. And then, so Hex has been fine to you. Then later that night, you guys have something to eat and you have a bit of fun, and it's like, oh, finally, it's calmed down. Then you leave to do a reconnaissance mission. During the reconnaissance mission,
we get ambushed.
You get ambushed by the same people from earlier, plus their friends. Then you see the giant. When you almost died, you managed to get back up through sheer willpower, and you save your friends. And then, save the 2. I wouldn't quite call them friends. Acquaintances. Then you're just there.
Acquaintance
dying.
And friend.
Yeah.
You're currently a friend at this point, I can guarantee you.
Yeah. And then you kind of just turn your head and you see the giant just running through, picking the corn, and then he runs through and he keeps running. And then the guards come. And you're just at the point where you're like, I'm not even going to fight this. I'm not even going to talk about it. Just get me up, get me out. So then they get you up, get you out, and you get put in a jail cell. Then they put in a drunk asshole in the same one as she's telling you that she's spoken to the Lord and everything you've been working for has been ruined by the people that you've actually thought you had a common goal with. And then it's like, okay, now we're being forced to do this. Otherwise, we're being permanently put in jail for murder. So it's like, got to do it. Then you go on your way, you just find a ton of dead bodies. You understand how actually dangerous this is. You go, you watch the paladin do a great job and then get smacked down. Then you look and then you see the barbarian finally start to get its attention. Finally, instead of running in and helping the drow.
Yep.
And then you see your friend, the helpless one, the one that's been good to you, run over into a dangerous situation. You watch him get slapped. And you're like, I can't do anything. You're on the other side of this because you decided for some reason to try and play hero when we had the two people to play hero. And that's where the session ended. So your character just kind of has every right to be in this movie.
No. So that's not how that ended. I watched him get smacked down, and so I went, you know what? Fuck this. This is no longer the time for talking. I'm going to kill a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to take that kind of bloodlust to the leader of this town.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure that everything I want is met. And if it doesn't, guess what? I still have 2 spell slots left to use Witch Bolt.
Well, actually,
on NPCs.
Actually, you're able to rest because you have a full day left.
Yeah, we'll see.
You actually have a full day to rest.
Yeah, we'll see.
You don't think your character will be
Probably not. I'll walk in there without the backup of the drow. I'll have the barbarian take him to the tavern. I'll walk in on my goddamn own.
Alrighty. So at least now you know that you guys can fight high big things.
Yes.
And let's see where it leads from.
Yep.
But anyway,
I think I need at least 1 level to get my 2nd level slots before I become actually
you
useful.
earn a lot
though.
of XP.
And I think I need that 2nd level slot to be actually useful though.
Alrighty, so this is what we're going to call it. So, I'm Blake Ignatius. I'm your DM for D&D Down Under, and tonight I was joined by...
Jacob Smith. I play Thandrol, and I'm going to go and take the hurt to some more people in this town now, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you want to catch more content like this, make sure to check out our YouTube, which you probably are already at now and seeing this. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. It's free. You can do it. If you don't want to, then keep watching the stuff. It helps us out either way. And also, if you want to catch it live, we
stream on Wednesdays and Fridays 8:30. We also have a podcast 8:30 Monday. And a plethora of additional combat content
nice.
coming out. I'm hyped again.
Yeah.
Content coming out all over YouTube of all different types.
Yeah, and we're adding more and more different content. So yeah, hopefully you like it. But anyway, we'll catch you on the next episode of the Upkeep. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I wanted that cut there because I want to see if Smokey will actually edit this part. So we're looking at you right now to see if you'll actually edit this part out, or you just believe Jacob and I are so well at talking that you're just going to upload the whole thing and think it's going to, play through. But I'm going to leave it here.
I don't doubt that it would, though.
No, if it does, well, hi. Anyway.